Hey, welcome everybody to CapX Cards. Coming in here with just our third video on this brand new YouTube channel. And assuming everybody is new, we are always looking for very inexpensive bargain basement opportunities in the sports card market. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the NFL quarterback opportunities that could be out there if you're on a budget like myself. We've already had several notable injuries to quarterbacks, as well as heading into the season, we knew we had some resurgent opportunities with so-called washed-up quarterbacks that are in new places. So I'll take a look at a few names. Now, of course, it's only been 2 weeks into the season, so, there's going to be more injuries. There's going to be plenty of more storylines to be had, and some of the things that look like something now will absolutely be nothing in just a few weeks. But the point here is just to get you thinking about, maybe some opportunities when you're out at a card show or shopping online on eBay. I'm going to do eBay today. And if you're anything like me, maybe you want to place a sort of low-risk, cheap bet on some of these guys and see where it pans out. All right, kicking things off with Daniel Jones. It's been a great start in Indianapolis. And of course, with Daniel Jones, he's been the butt of many, many jokes. But you do have to wonder about what the situation really was like in New York with the Giants and maybe Indianapolis, the combination of new coaching as well as perhaps the support system that the Colts are offering. Could this resurrect Daniel Jones' career, if only for a year or two? And in that case, it would be a huge improvement for some of the years that we've seen in the past. Browsing through here on eBay, I tried to set up a filtered search, try to ignore some of the junk that was out there. But at least from what I'm seeing, you can get a pretty decent Daniel Jones autographed card for about $50 to $70. Like, it's really not that bad. And I'm talking about rookies here. Okay, so if we just take a look at this one, since it stood out, 2019 Panini Rookies and Stars, numbered to 75. It is a sticker on auto, but, $54.95. Condition does say excellent, so I'd have to check the corners if you want to get it graded. But, will you compare that to some of these prices for, like, let's just say J.J. McCarthy, who, by the way, is also on the injured list, and some of these other young quarterbacks whose card values are going through the roof. And you start to think about it, and maybe, $50 for a 2019 Panini Absolute Autograph Rookie to $50. That's not a bad price. And if you're selling cards, picking this up for $50 and hoping that maybe by Christmas time he's still going well, you can think about getting it graded. This one says near mint or better. Let's take a quick look. Hard to tell in these pictures. He left it in the sleeve, which is a big no-no for me. Try to expand this a little bit. I like to look at the back because sometimes it's more clear. That looks like a rounded corner to me, and so does this one. But if you're at a card show and Daniel Jones is doing well, that's a pretty decent card for $50, all things considered. Let's see what else we can come up with. We got a Scripted Swatches 2019, numbered to 49. This is $65. Scrolling down a little bit more, you can see once you get to that $70 mark, Panini Absolute Rookie, numbered to 149. This is a really cool card. Phoenix to 35. That's already in somebody's cart. And there's opportunities to make an offer. So bottom line on Daniel Jones, if you want to throw $50 to $75 out, maybe take a low risk bet in terms of money. There's certainly worse prospects out there. For what we're seeing with J.J. McCarthy here in the short term, people are buying $300 to $500 J.J. McCarthy rookies. This looks like a steal for $70, at least in the short term. All right, next up is going to be Russell Wilson, who lost a tough game to Dallas yesterday, but threw for something ridiculous. 350, 400 yards with the Giants. We know Dallas defense isn't that great, But the thing that's intriguing, at least for me right now with Russell Wilson, we know that his job's on a very short lease, and ultimately Jackson Dart's going to come into that spot. But if you're buying Russell Wilson today, this is the Pro Football Reference Hall of Fame monitor, and they do it for every position. It's kind of cool to look at. To be fair, I have no idea how they calculate this Hall of Fame monitor score, but for the purposes of today's video, what I can tell you is Russell Wilson is currently sandwiched in between names like Bart Starr, Terry Bradshaw, Staubach, Fouts, and Kurt Warner. All of those people are in the Hall of Fame. So Russell Wilson, I think it's 5 years after your last game, you're eligible. Russell Wilson will eventually be in the Hall of Fame. So perhaps unlike Daniel Jones, when you buy a Russell Wilson, maybe auto or rookie of some kind, and if you can find that for under $100, there's going to be a point that he goes in the Hall of Fame. So it seems like a pretty safe investment to me. Kind of coming down here and seeing what they have available, you're going to be in $75 to $100 to try to find a Russell Wilson, an actual autographed rookie. This one's to $2.99 Panini Gridiron jersey rookie card. It's kind of cool because it's on the actual jersey. I don't know the lifespan of something like that, if it'll fade quickly, but a pretty cool card for $75. Scrolling down a little bit farther, this one has several watchers on it. This is a 2012 black Russell Wilson rookie signature materials to $349. Don't forget, we're talking about a quarterback whose rookie year, from a card perspective, is 2012. So there's a lot of different brands that weren't necessarily out there back in the day, but this is a Panini card. Now, I'm always looking for the potential to grade a card. Doesn't matter as much, in my opinion, for autos. And there's some whiting on the back of here. But for $90 and an opportunity to make an offer, it's probably worth looking at if you want to throw a couple bucks towards Russell Wilson. All right, pick off one more here. Totally certified future RPA to 49. This one is basically going to get you over 100 by the time you get it shipped, but that is a cool card. And again, you put this $100 towards a almost for sure Hall of Famer, and you compare that to maybe what a Michael Penix rookie card is doing right now in terms of cost. This seems like a pretty safe bet. All right, let's talk about Geno Smith. Geno Smith, one of the more interesting careers to say the least, but he did have success in Seattle, and at least right now, he's on a good Raiders team with a lot of offensive weapons. Today is the Monday night game for the Raiders, so everybody will get to see how he looks in his second appearance. But what's interesting with these Geno Smiths, you're talking about, what's this one? Out of $399, it's $35 RPA. You already got one in cart there, and there's quite a few options at the $35 mark. This 2013 certified future RPA to $149 is also $35. I'm sure if you dug deep enough, you'd find some that you can even throw an offer in. What else do we have here? Here's a Panini Prestige. Autograph number 6. This one is not numbered, but again, you're talking about $35. I'll say one thing: if I was going to be doing a card show in Las Vegas, I'd probably pick up a few of these, just to throw out on my table and see if I could get some bites on them. All right, next we're going to look at some Jordan Love, and with Jordan Love, I don't think it's been horrible. However, there's plenty of people who are wondering, prior to this season, if he's the leader for the future. Waited forever for Rodgers to get out there. Now Jordan Love's here. And at least so far, there's a pretty solid case for Green Bay, to be one of the top contenders in the NFC. And I'm an Eagles fan, but I'll tell you, Green Bay looks for real, and that defense looks very for real. With Jordan Loves, because I was kind of targeting under $100, you're still going to stretch yourself pretty far to find a RPA or a rookie auto of Jordan Love for under 100. But if you just want to pick off some basic Jordan Love rookie cards that you can probably find in the dollar bin at almost any card show right now, this listing's about to expire, probably for $2 or less. And there is a ton of these. The problem that I had, quite honestly, was the eBay filter results really sucked on this. But here is a Jordan Love Panini Donruss Press Proof Blue, not numbered or anything like that. It ends in an hour. It's currently at $6.50. Depending on the centering and the condition, this could be an interesting one to send off to grading. Perhaps get it back. Let's see, if we're mid-September, maybe you get it back before Christmas. And that could be a nice little turnaround. Here's another Panini Donruss. This is the clearly ones that are transparent. Again, you're talking about $3 here. Let's see if we can pick off anything really cool. You can see how eBay keeps throwing in these 2024s, which I'm not interested in. Here's your standard Panini Select from 2020. About 2 hours to go. It looks like, that'll end up at less than $5 fairly easily. And so, maybe just one of these cards isn't going to be a great thing. But what happens if you just go through and, let's just say, spend $20? Pick up a bunch of these for $2, get them in your mailbox, and figure out, are any of these worth a 10? Maybe should I send these in? That was kind of the thought process for me when I put Jordan Love on here. And if you want to up your budget to that $10 to $20 range, you start getting into the parallels. So tricolor prism die cut here, 760, ends in 3 hours. My guess is that'll land in the $15 to $20 mark. Unfortunately, on this particular eBay search that I typed in, which was pretty broad, they littered it with a bunch of non-rookie cards, which made it hard to find good examples. But trust me, they're out there. If you want to say $25 or less, and you want to pick off, let's just say 5 to 10 cards total, spread out your budget a little bit, get them in your mailbox, man. Throw them in your eBay store, or if you go to card shows, even better. Take the clean ones, and I'm pretty sure at a card show, if you're picking some rookies off for $1 or $2 here for Jordan Love, it should be pretty easy to sell for $5 at a card show. And then if you get the variations, obviously much better opportunity. But right now, in my opinion, like Green Bay is for real, and I think it's going to be a good year for Jordan Love. All right, guys, so those are a few rookie quarterback ideas on the cheap. All people who have been in the NFL, all people who have multiple starts under their belt, and in some cases with Russell Wilson, you're even talking about a likely Hall of Famer. And this world of kind of scavenging rookie quarterbacks off the trash heap is probably just getting started because we're only in week 2. J.J. McCarthy's supposed to be out for week 3. That brings in Carson Wentz. What happens there? I don't know. But there could be a resurrection in place. Look what happened with Sam Darnold in Minnesota. What if that happens with Carson Wentz? That would be hilarious. You also have Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones did very well this past week, all things considered. And Brock Purdy, let's be honest, he gets dinged, man. He gets dinged. So if Mac Jones can find a groove, not saying he's going to turn into Dan Marino, but some of his rookie cards are certainly on the cheap. And maybe, just for fun, you pick a couple of them up for way under $100 and see what happens. All right, don't forget, we're a brand new channel here, so anything you can do to like and subscribe, I definitely appreciate it. We will see you on the next video.